welcome to
Yael
and Matt.
recap stuff.
Thank you for watching. And thank you for following us if you're on Instagram or Twitter, Yael Matt Recap.
And if you don't, so do that.
Yes, if you don't, so
If you don't want to
that.
see his face, you can listen to us on SoundCloud.
Yeah, you can occasionally watch our story where I'm falling asleep and you're getting mad at me. But we didn't fall asleep. Well, actually, you fell asleep during...
Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch...
We're not talking about Pumpkinhead now. That's the next one.
No, yeah. We're gonna
Special
talk about
preview.
The Boy today.
The Boy, which is on Netflix from 2016.
Yes.
If you want to watch it.
Yeah.
It was
Because
pretty
if
good.
not, we're gonna spoil every single moment of that movie.
Yeah, I got a lot of notes.
I didn't.
If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, I think it's Maggie from The Walking Dead plays a girl that gets dropped off at this big fancy
This girl
mansion.
she looks like, if you're Israeli and you're watching us, Mayan Rubin. The beautiful Mayan Rubin.
If you're not Israeli,
Yeah.
it looks
No
like
filter.
the girl from Walking Dead, who she is.
And I didn't watch Walking Dead.
Alright, well, she walks through the house looking for people, this big house. Her name is Greta.
It started really cool with that. Did you notice that? Or did you go get something?
What?
Like in the
Piano
beginning, yeah, there's like piano music and like just close-ups on toys.
Well, when she
Really
goes into the
creepy
room, she goes into this boy's room, and there's old school toys, clowns, and
Yeah.
things like that a boy from like the 1950s would have for toys.
Like ceramic toys
Before
and stuff.
action figures came out, really.
No, like everything is made out of like ceramic. How do you say ceramic?
Ceramic.
Ceramic.
Yeah.
Ceramica.
And so she's walking through the house. She gets scared by a man named Malcolm, who's there delivering groceries. And we learned that they're in England. That's where the house is.
She's not.
She's American. They unload the groceries, and then he gets real weird and creepy with someone he just met. He claims that he can read her gum. And so she spits the gum out in his hand, and then he touches it and says that she's hiding from a dark past, which apparently strikes a nerve, because we'll later learn she is. That's why she took this job so far away. And then the old English mother comes in, asks her, where are her shoes? Apparently.
Oh yeah, she took her. I didn't write it down, but I was like, should I make a note about it? That's the first thing that she did when she entered to the house, and it reminded me of someone. You.
What? I take my shoes off.
Every time.
Yeah. Why
It's
you?
not
Why you mad at me?
necessary.
Yeah. You walk around.
Hey,
with a-
American people, you don't have to take your shoes off when you're going to houses in Israel,
Okay.
unless it's a very snobbish people, but it's weird. In my house, never take your shoes off. No, here, yes, do that because of
okay. So you're a hypocrite. I think the Japanese have it right. They don't even bring the shoes into the house. They leave it in the hallway. So anyway, she's like,
Yeah, for me it's new. He does it all the time. He's like, take your shoes off.
yeah, because shoes are dirty. The street is filthy. So the
Our
mother.
house is a bit dirtier.
Yeah. What?
No, it's not true.
Okay. So
Why is that?
why are you saying these
Clean
things?
that.
So the mother asks why she took her shoe. Where are her shoes?
Don't yell at me.
So she goes to get them, and they're gone. And so the mother says, they'll turn up. Brahms probably took them. And so Brahms is the boy. And
No, that moment Matt didn't know who Brahms is. Brahms is a compositor.
a compositor.
How do
He's
you
a
say that?
compositor. He composes
Malchin.
things. Brahms is there's this famous lullaby that he did. He's a composer.
Composer.
So
That's the word.
she goes to meet Dad and Brahms.
My English is really not good today.
Yeah, so Brahms is a doll, a porcelain doll. And,
Porcelain.
And she gets introduced to him and laughs a little bit, which the parents do not find funny. And she hesitantly learns that that's the doll. They
I have
talk to it
things
like
to
their
say about the
son.
beginning.
Okay, what? Besides the shoes.
So first, I thought that she's pretty and she's not blonde. Good job, the boy. I really like that fact that they changed that stereotype. Because if she was blonde, I don't know, I would be like, oh, come on, seriously.
Yeah.
So she's not blonde and I like it. And it was still like scary and spooky a little bit. But She doesn't need to be blonde. And another thing, when she was driving to the house in the beginning, her clothes were like very new, and I was very confused because the car was super old, and even the cab was old. So you said like the house felt like from the 15th century.
Yeah.
But also the car that brought her into the house was very old.
Yeah.
And it wasn't part of the house.
But they probably sent the car to pick her up.
Yeah, I thought about it too, but then I was like, it felt like it's a taxi driver thing. I don't know.
Okay, well...
Yeah. They played a lot with like the today's life and modern life and the 15th century.
Yeah, it was a 15th century car.
Yeah.
So they meet the boy, and then Dad takes her outside to talk to her and empty some rat traps.
Oh, I did write it. She took her shoes off. It's such an American thing.
Cool, and you've also done the classic thing where you've read the notes after we've already talked about it.
Because you jump like to the... You even don't ask me if I want to say something.
Okay, well, don't talk about things we've already talked about. So they go empty some rat traps. It's a typical get-to-know the babysitter tradition. And the dad tells her that Brahms is very much alive, or very much there, despite what it looks like. The parents take her through bedtime. They... Putting their son to bed, they need a little space. She goes out in the hallway wondering what the hell is happening. And they come back in and they say that Brahms has chosen her if she accepts. And she does. And then she starts gossiping on her phone to her friend about how weird it is and the fact that the windows don't open and this house is weird. And then her friend says that her ex has been by the house despite the fact that there's a restraining order. So we learn a little bit more that might be a part of her mysterious past, a bad breakup, maybe she's getting stalked. And then the next morning, the parents go off on holiday, which is British for vacation. Anything?
Yeah, I felt in that moment that the movie is not moving.
The movie's not moving because the parents are going away on the holiday?
Yeah, it was kind of like very slow.
That's what brings it in, you know?
It was very slow until I felt that something is happening.
Okay, well, like 5 minutes happens, and it's not fast enough.
It's not 5 minutes.
So, she's alone in the house. The parents go over the rules, what to do, how to dress Braun in the morning. He has to get waked up every day.
There's a checklist.
It's 7 a.m. You gotta kiss him before you go to sleep. The mom, before they leave, she's upset because Brahms had a fit and there's stuff thrown all over the room. And then they say to her the classic line, "Be good to him and he'll be good to you," and leave. And so she comes back in the house and immediately throws a blanket over him and says he's creeping her out, which is not a good impression. To be good to someone, you don't throw a blanket over them. So, see, she goes.
Like this far.
So she does a typical babysitter thing. Starts eating all the food, drinking wine, reading magazines.
No, she didn't read all the food. You didn't notice.
She's eating peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
She brought her own peanut butter and jelly from America, which I found it the weirdest thing in the world. You're going to Europe. The last thing that you need to bring is food.
England is not known for their good food.
Yeah, that's true. But still, it's still better than like peanut butter and jelly. Seriously, that's what you brought from America. What would be the food that you would bring from America?
Peanut butter and fluff. So she wakes up after dozing off in her daytime drinking, magazine reading session, notices the blanket is off of Brahms, takes him upstairs, tosses him in a rocking chair, goes back to sleep. Anything?
No.
She wakes up,
Yes,
hears
no.
crying and whimpering, walks up to the family portrait of Brahms, and it grabs her, but it's a nightmare. Checks on Brahms, sees tears on his eyes, but it's just leaking from the ceiling. So she puts him to bed, puts a bucket under the ceiling, and she tries to open the ceiling in the attic because she's trying to snoop around, and it fails. She can't open it. It's like some Did you ever have a house like this? It had an attic door. You pull it down and
No,
there's
but my
stairs.
best friend, she has it.
Or a
and
ladder.
it was inside of her room, so we used to go up to the roof all the time.
Yeah.
It's
It would
creepy.
take you to the roof? No, it's just you could get onto the roof
takes
from it.
It takes
You have
to
a
the
hole
roof.
in the roof?
So they have like a little like room with like, I think it's like the boiler was there or something like that.
A boiler is in the
that's
ceiling?
Yes.
I don't feel safe going to Israel now.
It's all made of concrete. Where do you think that the boiler would be?
In the basement.
No, it's a big boiler that uses the sun. We don't have like snow.
It boils the sun. All right.
It uses the sun
This
because
is confusing to me and everyone.
The sun makes the boiler hot, like the water
so
inside
it's
of the boiler.
solar powered. All right, that makes more
Exactly.
sense. I'm thinking of boiler like you would see.
I know it's like just like a huge bucket with like water in it. Not bucket, it's like
All right.
a box of water.
They keep a box of water up there to drink.
Yeah, but it's like a very small room, less than like our living room, with that thing inside, and then they like put some stuff like all stuff in.
Yeah, so she tries
It's mostly,
snooping
like,
around.
the roof.
She can't get access to the roof.
Why did you ask me if I had it?
If you
Did
had
you have that?
yeah, I had one in my old house. There was
It's creepy.
you could pull a string down and then a ladder comes down. You go up there, and that's where you put all your crazy photo albums of children that have died at your birthday
Oh my
party.
god.
And then she's on the phone talking to her friend, asks for more magazines. Malcolm returns with deliveries, flirts a little, tells the story of the real Brahms dying in a fire after his 8th birthday party, and then the doll turning up soon afterwards. He asks her for a date. She refuses. He says it's a professional courtesy date. She gets ready, and Brahms is giving her a dirty look from the bed, like you're not supposed to have people over. You're not supposed to leave him alone. She takes a shower. While she's showering, her dress and necklace get taken off of the sink. So she gets all creeped out. She goes back in there, looking for him in the room, doesn't see it.
I felt that it was a weird scene, like she's with a towel on her. Just go for a second, put something on you, and...
Yeah, well, she had nothing to put on. It was stolen. So she notices part of her hair is cut off.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of creepy. And then the ceiling ladder is pulled down. So what the fuck? So instinctively she goes up the ladder.
With a towel.
It closes behind her. She can't open it. Malcolm pulls up to take her on their professional courtesy date. Waits for her. She's banging and yelling at the window. He can't
And the
hear
metal
her.
window, instead of like break the glass window next to her. There was a glass window to the right. She was like focusing like a metal.
Yeah,
piece of
it was
window.
a grate. It was a grate.
Grate.
So you know, there's air that goes through. So she's banging. I don't think she wants to smash the window up there.
Maybe she can open it.
No, it's all painted shut. Remember, all the windows we learned are all shut.
Oh, okay.
So she's stuck up there. She sleeps up there. Malcolm leaves.
No, she doesn't sleep like
She faints.
No, so she's walking to she sees like a figure, and she's like, oh, and she's falling on her back, and then she's just like waking up in the morning.
Yep. And she wakes up, and then she sees that it was Brahms's suit. Then she notices the photo album.
It's not Brahms' suit.
It was a suit. I
But
assumed
over,
it was Brahms's.
yeah, it was like an old man suit.
Okay.
It was like a big.
All right, a big suit. So the door opens. It comes down. She comes down the ladder because it's down, and she tries to. She has the broken hook that she tried to open the window with. That's the hook that you're supposed to pull down the ladder with, and she's still freaked out. And then Malcolm comes over again. He inspects the house as she's very scared. She looks at the list. It says no guests. Don't leave Brahms alone. She stays with Malcolm. They play pool. He recalls when he talked to Brahms' dad and asked him about it, and he said that when Brahms was alive, he was very odd. And then they recount the disturbed 10-year-old who, I don't know, or she talks to her friend about how the guy wants to send an apology letter. I thought she said something about a 10-year-old. Apparently that's never mentioned again. And so she gave the guy her address because she said it was the only way to get away from him. So now, the girl, what the hell's her name? Greta, is in this desolate house in England alone, and her crazy ex now has her address. And so you immediately know that he's probably not going to send her a letter. He's probably going to show up at some point.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. So every time there was like a fright moment or something, or like spooky moment, they did close up on the, how do you say, the stuffed animal?
Yeah.
On the walls. I found it very funny.
Yeah.
Like, an antelope.
Oh, they're not stuffed animals. Taxidermy. Like there's a lot of dead houses. If they just had stuffed animals and like a teddy bear or something on the hall.
It might be creepier, you know?
Yeah.
Puchlatzim.
So she says she won't read anything that he sends her, and then she has another crazy Brahm dream where she moves his head, the doll's head, and then it moves back. She wakes up and notices her shoes from the beginning of the movie are now outside her door, and Brahms is sitting upright in the bed with the rules right next to him. Very subtle Brahms. The phone is dead when she tries to pick it up, but then it rings, and then there's a creepy voice that says, "Why won't you follow the rules?" And then her door is shut. You see motion under the door, a muffled voice. She opens it up, and there's a tray of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches there.
Aww.
So she laughs, relieved, looks at the list and says, "Is this what you want?" And then, meanwhile, on the parents' vacation, they're writing a note to Brahms. They're walking outside on a beach. They put rocks in their pocket, and they walk into the water in their clothes.
With the shoes and everything.
Yes, they didn't take their shoes off before entering into the ocean because it's England. You don't have to do that. So they commit suicide by drowning after writing a letter to Brahms that we don't really get to read that much of.
They said, "We're not coming back," something.
Yeah, since we're not coming back, she's
come back
she's yours, basically. They're giving the babysitter to him. And then, and Greta's going through her day. She's accepted her duties that she was supposed to be doing from the start, humoring this list with the creepy doll. She says, "I think we did it all," but she doesn't kiss Brahms goodnight. And then Malcolm makes an early delivery, tries to get her to hang out again, teases Brahms a bit. He won't mind, come on, let me take this girl out for a date. Come on, Brahms." And he doesn't really say it like that. But
That was a terrible English accent.
"Hey, I'm from England. I think elevators should be called lifts." So she declines, cuts an apple up for Brahms. She has to prepare food for him, and then they just throw it out. So there's a lot of rotten food and a lot of food getting wasted. That's why all the deliveries have to be made, because, as we know, she's not eating the food. She's just eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So Malcolm keeps bringing by these deliveries.
She's keeping her healthy American.
Yeah, so their budget is way messed up, So she stays in to hang out with Brahms, and she moves him from a chair, calls Malcolm back because she saw Brahms move. She's freaked out. She wants Malcolm to see, so she's
painting around his butt, like on the floor.
Yeah, chalk outline that you'd see in movies to mark a corpse. So she puts that around him, and then they go in the other room, and they shut the door and bang on it a few times. I don't know if that's supposed to symbolize that they're moving somewhere. They open the door, Brahms is still there. They try it again, and he's gone. He's in the corner. And she's like, "Oh, he's never done that. He's never been over here before." And so Malcolm starts to believe her that something weird is going around. But they stay in the house. Classic horror movie thing. Well, let's just see how this goes. And they start to mess around.
Yeah, they kind of like...
sexually.
Yeah.
Which is another horror movie thing. Don't have sex because the bad guys don't like that.
Yeah. He's jealous.
And they hear music. Brahms is downstairs listening to records.
To Brahms.
He's listening to himself.
Yeah.
Wow. He's so full of himself. And then the next day, Cole, her ex, turns up, scoffs at Brahms. They eat dinner, despite the fact that they obviously had a bad enough past where she had to leave the country. And we learned that she had a miscarriage or something, so she lost a baby.
Yeah, he hit her or something.
Yeah. So he looks like a real toolbox. He presents her with a plane ticket home. Malcolm arrives and asks her to see about the delivery, so I think he knows. She told him a little bit, didn't really get into the whole deep history of it, but she knows this is her ex, and they talk, and then Cole sees them, and he says, "Should I be worried?" Cole needs forgiveness and says he's not letting her go. Very, very uncool. Just show up in this isolated house, try to force your girl to go home, abandon the doll she's taken care of.
Never abandon the doll.
But she stays strong. She makes him sleep on the couch. She sleeps in the bed with Brahms and starts pleading to him, "I'll need your help." Malcolm, meanwhile, is sleeping in his car outside because he's nervous that something could happen, so he wants to be close in case Cole pulls some shit.
That's a man.
Yeah, it's a man. And so then Cole wakes up and blood is dripping on him. Get out.
Oh no, she's going to the bed with Brahms.
Yeah, I
It's
said
like
that.
next to her. What?
I said that.
And she asked him.
Yeah, I literally just said that.
Really?
I go, yes.
I was
She
listening
said,
to you.
"I'll
didn't.
need your help." I did say that. Rewind it. I said it.
Oh my god.
So.
Where was I?
I don't know. You're deep in your Nespresso.
Oh my god.
Or you need to drink more of it.
Maybe.
Listen,
It's not the strongest.
she never listens to me. So Coles
I
freaks
do.
out because he wakes
Sometimes I
up.
don't understand you.
He wakes up with blood dripping on him. "Get out" is written in blood, and then there's dead rats in his suitcase. So I don't know. That's the help that when Brahms is asked for help, that's how he responds. So of course he doesn't think that the doll does that. So he's yelling at her, and Malcolm comes in.
But if someone will come over to visit me or something, and I don't like him, and he's staying on the couch or something, and I'll ask you to do me a favor and help me.
Okay.
I'm expecting you to prepare the rats.
Okay, there is a pet store down the street, so I'll just get some rats there.
Okay, thank you.
And,
Then come over.
yeah. So Malcolm comes in and then sees Cole smash Brahms. The doll face is shattered. And then the walls start shaking. And
It's funny because at that moment I wrote, I like Brahms. And then two notes later, I don't like Brahms.
yeah. And then Cole's like, what is that noise? And he puts his head against the mirror. And then the mirror gets
I said, like, oh my
smashed.
god, don't, like, never put your face next to a mirror in a horror movie. Not because of Oculus, but too, maybe.
Yeah.
But mirror are always a bad thing.
Mirrors are sharp when you smash them.
Yeah.
And so...
And usually it would get smashed somehow.
So a full-grown man with his hairy chest comes through with a porcelain face mask through the wall and kills Cole with the doll face, with a shattered piece of the doll face. Malcolm clubs him, but he's awake and he chases them up the stairs. Another classic horror movie thing. Run up the stairs! That's how you get away. But the...
That's how you're gonna jump from the window.
We'll just call him Man Brahms. So Man Brahms moves through the walls. There's no electricity.
There is no, like, boy Brahms anymore.
The boy
broken.
Brahms was the doll.
Yeah, it's broken.
And so they're climbing through the walls. Greta and Malcolm find his lair. She sees her dress and a rag doll is made on the bed. Probably the hair, though. I didn't see the piece of hair. And so she chases him, clubs Man Brahms, clubs Malcolm.
He
She
brought our
escapes.
Brahms. That's our baby. He wants to be with us. He's scarier than Brahms.
Yeah.
He's real.
I am Brahms.
At night is getting up.
Yeah. So she gets a better.
He wanted to be with us. He said. He told me. From the walls. There's a big Batman in the wall behind the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, there's she chases them. There's a whole scene where they're running through. She escapes. Malcolm gets clubbed. She leaves the house and then thinks about something, and then comes back, and she tells him to. It's time for bed, Brahms. Like a firm parent, and it says, "No kiss for you tonight. It's your punishment." And then
Because it wasn't a good boy.
he agrees, and then when she's putting him to bed, she stabs him in the abdomen.
What is abdomen?
The abdomen, like right here, between like the chest and the belly.
Abdomen.
He throws her off her. Brahms is very strong. He's been doing a lot of prison workouts in the walls, and she pushes deeper while he's choking her, and then.
She reaches to the screwdriver, which I believe that it's the same screwdriver from Inhuman Resources.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it's the same. It's another yellow screwdriver.
Yeah.
So she takes it out of his belly, and she didn't stab him in his eye. I thought it was gonna be funny.
It would be funny. If
Yeah,
she
because
stabbed him in the eye with
it's
a
just
screwdriver.
like in Human Resources.
Yeah. Okay, well they're completely different movies.
I know.
But they she kills him and then goes to check on Malcolm. And
He's not dead.
You know, happily ever after.
Yeah. He's moving. Oh my god.
So that's the boy. I don't know. It was fun. It was pretty,
Yeah, it was a good
creepy moments. It was interesting. I thought it moved faster than she complained about at the beginning. And it was
moving.
It was well done. So there you go. It's not child's play, or it's not like a living
no.
doll.
Yeah, the doll doesn't actually alive.
But it's good. So yeah, boy.
The boy.
Thanks for watching.
Subscribe.
I'm Batman.
He's real. Yeah. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yo. And to our Instagram. Like our Instagram everywhere. Find us.
Bye.